Good evening and welcome back to the Supa-Liga at Perth Mod Subiaco. We have a monster, much anticipated clash coming up here tonight between the West Coast Cobras and the Stirling Braza lineup. We go through the lineups here tonight. Stirling Braza are lining up with John Page in goals, number 19, Joshua Band, number 11, Struan Burnett, number 6, Raul Pereira, number 10, Baden Gray, 23, 1, James, number 26, Fabio Cordova, 35, and Nicholas Canas, 7, Othlan Escobar, number 8, Wesley Vandergast, 16, and Bailey Pilcher, number 2. And the West Coast Cobras are lining up tonight with Jaden Ashmore, number 99, Tom Robles, number 1, Lachlan Ryan, 24, Jake Pizzuto, number 4, Dexter Hard, 31, Zephyr McPherson, number 12, Claudio Cruz, 19, Mohamed Tatonchi, 25, Marco Florenka, number 8, and notably tonight, some massive ins for the West Coast Cobras with Scott Rogan. Two big signings for the week. They've got Scott Rogan coming over, Futsalroo star, as well as a legend of the Fitzroy Tigers. Scott Rogan will be playing tonight. You'll see him wearing the number 9 kit, and Michael Nguyen wearing the number 3 kit for the Cobras as well. Coming over from over east, who is a Pascoe Vale star in the Series Futsal Victoria League. So a lot to contend with here tonight for Stirling Braza. This game gets underway. Dexter Hard, Scott Rogan, Marco Florenka, and Michael Nguyen lining up at the moment in the starting lineup for West Coast Cobras, with Joshua Ban leading the troops out at the moment for Braza in the starting lineup, with Burnett as well. We just have a slight break in play. Escobar out there as well with Pilton for Braza.
Okay, boys, we're going to have to start the game again.
And we will get back underway here at Perth Mod, as Braza will start with possession. Here is Ban. Braza needing a win, languishing in that bottom end of the ladder at the moment, really needing to make a move to start climbing up. They are currently sitting in 10th, with the West Coast Cobras sitting in 2nd, and a win here tonight would move them into 2nd, at least for the time being, before Inter Perth play tomorrow night. Here's Nguyen. Nice ball. Can he get that to Florenka? Just out of his reach. And John Page returning for Stirling Braza in goals. Be good to see him back and what impact he can have. Bit of holding there from Nguyen. And we'll go out, and it will be a Cobras ball. Great to have Futsalroo talent in the Supa-Liga League, of course. Cambio Cumbre rocking Charlie Garnham and Tyler Garner. Here's Hard, and Dexter Hard immediately bottom left, and starting straight where he left off from last week, gets the opener here tonight within 30 seconds, and the Cobras lead. And what a finish that was. And he is playing with some sort of momentum at the moment. Hard as Ban now. And can Braza bounce back? That's a nice move, nice cutback by Escobar. Turned over in the end, Nguyen. Now Rogan. Florenka. Nguyen out wide to Hard. Hard takes off. Has Rogan running. Gives it to Rogan. And a bit of a collision there with Rogan and Ban. And no foul called. It will go out into touch. Rogan brings it back into play. And there's a chance. And Hard threatening again, but that one copping side netting and a bit of woodwork on the way through as well. Page to bring it back into play. Long ball by Page. And just out of the reach in the end. Intended target was Bailey Pilton, who playing in that fixo, in that pivot position at the moment, as Tom Robles now in his return game. Jaden Ashmore has been playing a lot of minutes, so we'll see if Robles does play out this whole game. They do play a bit of a 50% split at times. Nguyen, nice control. Takes his time. Out to Hard. Hard now, taking his time as well. Might reset, he does. Now Nguyen. Defended tightly. Out wide, Rogan, good ball through, but just not to be intending on finding Nguyen. Braza will now bring the ball back into play. Notable performance from last week. Boy last week, who was in goals for Braza, had a huge game. It was brilliant. That one is done well by Nguyen. Keeps it in. Now Rogan onto it. Takes off. Known for having a lot of speed as well, Scott Rogan. Nguyen now. Back to Rogan. And now Hard. Hard, steady. Out wide to Nguyen. Playing a quick pace to the Cobras. And big win there on that far flank by Escobar, I believe it was. Sending it into touch with a good tackle. But Boy was in goals last week in the absence of Page and managed to find himself on the team of the week. Dexter Hard was the player of the round with, as I mentioned, a great performance last week as well, scoring 3 goals with a couple of assists as well, and obviously getting off to that good start here tonight. Braza have been very competitive, mind you, despite being low on the ladder. They've been competitive in most of their games this season, pretty much every single one of them, I believe. Just haven't been fortunate to get any points in some of those. Rogan can't keep it in, and Ban will now take. Here is Page, out to Ban. Ban always seems to be marshalling the troops of this Braza lineup. You want to have a strong impact here tonight. Hard, all the way out to Nguyen. Hard again, gets a shot off. Block though this time, comes through. Chance for Rogan. Rogan has some space. Out wide to Florenka, cuts it in board, gets a shot off, big block. And Rogan pounces onto that one. And that will be a Braza ball from the sideline as a substitution made with Wesley Vanegas, the talisman for Braza. Will look to have an immediate impact coming on now for them. Here he is, can he get that one through? End up deciding to go out wide. Vanegas with it back again. That one almost through to Page, but Robles now. As Jake Pizzuto comes on now, making the substitution on for Marco Florenka. Back to Nguyen. Nguyen can't get that one through. Here's Burnett. Nguyen there. Nguyen back to Pizzuto. Now Rogan. Rogan takes off down the line. And there he goes. Still going, but Ban gets there. Big win there by Josh Ban. And that ball is good by Rogan. Hard loses it. Now Burnett onto it. Nguyen gets a boot in. Vanegas decides to keep it in. All the way back, and that one will end up with Tom Robles. It's good to see Tom Robles back. Had a few weeks off, and one of the better shot stoppers in the league. Also very loud with his voice. Big for communication. Now Rogan. Bit of a lull on the game now. They take their time after that first goal within the space of about 20 or 30 seconds. They've been slowed down now. Now Rogan goes for that shot there. Page with a block, or with the save. Fairly comfortable in the end for John Page. Such a passionate keeper for Braza. Here's Nguyen. Can't get that one through. Vanegas is there. Vanegas still a couple step overs. Does well, but Nguyen pushing all the way back. Pizzuto will clear that straight back to Robles. Robles dangerously almost concedes and goes long, and a moment of nerves there for the Cobras fans and Tom Robles, as Braza almost equalised there. As McPherson now makes a substitution on for Hard. McPherson likes to play a bit of that pivot role. As the substitution is made for Braza. Coming on is Raul Pereira, and I believe this might be his return game. He got injured, I think, against Inter Perth in about round 2 or 3 this season, and he's such a crucial player for Braza, so it's great to see him back. Here is Nguyen. Goes out wide to Rogan. Here's Rogan getting past Pereira. Goes down, no foul called. Now banned. That will go out. But that injury to Pereira in that game about 6 or 7 weeks ago was a big turning point. It had a huge impact and has impacted this Braza lineup for the last couple months. Can he come in and have an immediate impact? Here's a chance for Nguyen, and that's going to go high. Nicholas Canas now on as well for Braza, going up against his former team for the 4th or 5th time since leaving the Cobras. Here is Jake Pizzuto, brings it back into play. Nguyen out to Rogan. Rogan inside to McPherson, and he'll receive it back, Rogan. But that one goes into touch. Here's Canast. Into play here to Ban. And that one's going to end up with Robles fairly comfortably. Rogan now. Out to Claudio Cruz, now substituted on for Nguyen. Here's McPherson, loses it. Vanegas, Canast, and Cruz there. But Braza will keep possession. Canast goes all the way back. Nice bit of high press defence by Zephyr McPherson on that occasion. JP Page to bring it back in. Ban finds Vanegas. Pizzuto there though defensively. Vanegas now. All the way back now. James is on for Braza and he gets it twice here. Gets past McPherson fairly comfortably, but in the end just going to be out of his reach and couldn't keep it in. That far flank. Very intense start, fairly even. Start, obviously the goal was very early and you would argue the Cobras have had their fair share of possession, but has been a fairly even last 5 or 6 minutes. Florenka goes wide and that's going to go out. It will be a side ball for Wesley Vanegas. Vanegas finds Pereira. Vanegas again, dangerous, you wouldn't want to lose it here. McPherson pressuring. McPherson did very well there, Pereira. Now Florenka all the way back to Pizzuto. He can keep this one in. He does. And he now has to take it. Nice back heel to Florenka. Now Pizzuto takes off. He's got McPherson there, or he might go to that back post. He goes that direction to Cruz, and that's just going to be out of reach. And Braza will bring it back into play, but excellent work there by McPherson earlier on, pressuring Vanegas and not fouling. Here's Pereira. Still going Pereira, managing to keep possession. Vanegas takes off, here's a chance. Pizzuto defending, Vanegas still going. Cruz gets there. Now Cruz can't get past Vanegas though. Pereira out wide to Canast. Canast, can he get it through? And he did, but James couldn't quite get it, just out of his reach, just too far ahead of him. And here comes Pizzuto now. Pizzuto to Florenka. Cruz, Florenka. Held up on that pass. Now Pizzuto. Cruz. Lockie Ryan now made it the substitution on. Nicholas Canast. Back to Pereira. Vanegas. Canast gets it through almost, but Robles comes out and just hammers that away. Will be a Braza ball from goals, or in fact, did catch the roof on the way through, bit of netting. Be Canast to bring it in from the sideline. Pereira tried the turn, now takes his time with Ryan defending. Out wide, just caught the feet there of James, and James might have to clear this, and he does. And the Cobras will bring it back into play. Nguyen on for Pizzuto. Here's Nguyen. Out wide to Ryan. Cruz uses Nguyen. Now Nguyen changes direction to Ryan, who loses it, but manages, as he so often does, to just keep his feet and keep the ball. Nguyen now. Good ball through to Ryan, but Canas. Big win there for Nicholas Canas. It will be a Cobras ball, but needed to get to that, and he did. Florenka. Nguyen. Can't get that through. Here's Pereira. Pereira, Ryan defending. Nguyen, no foul called. Here's Robles. Cleaning that up very comfortably. Nguyen. Out to Florenka. Down Nguyen. Nice little outside of the boot off the right foot. Turned over though by Cruz. And James comes up second best. Just a bit proppy there, one James. It will be a Braza ball though. And Wesley Vanegas. 12 minutes remaining. In a pretty frantic opening start to this game. Ryan does well there to win that ball. Florenka beats Pereira. Now takes on past Canas, does well. He'll get it back. Florenka goes down. Now Vanegas. Such a tightly contested game this to start off, as you would expect. Here's Vanegas. Vanegas gets it through. Here's a chance, and almost the equaliser. What an opportunity there for Braza. And as I mentioned, they're a lot better than their record does suggest. They've been so competitive. Pereira now. Nice little turn, and Ryan gets a shot off. A big block by Nguyen. Rolling foul will be called, I believe, on Lockie Ryan. It will be a green ball. It will be a Cobras ball. In fact, it'll be a Stirling Braza ball. Here's a chance. Vanegas pouncing on the left. Can't finish. Couldn't get enough on it. Pereira now. Out wide to Canast. Can't get it through. Ryan now. Mo Tatonchi now makes a substitution on Rogan. 1-on-1 with Canast. Back to Nguyen. Now to Tatonchi with his first touch of the game. Loses it though. This is a chance for Vanegas. Vanegas and a big block there. Nguyen, I believe. Crucial. And Braza still though threatening. A couple turnovers there for the Cobras, which they will want to clean up. But Braza will be very happy with the pressure they have been putting on. It'll be brought back into play now. That's a turnover. That's not what they want to see. Braza, chance for Rogan. Rogan for the second goal of the game, gets it through almost, and just gets a side net. Big chance there for Scott Rogan on that counter-attack play. And it will be brought back in now. Just fixing up the goals is John Page and the referee on that left of screen. Here's JP Page. Off to Pereira. Vanegas and Canas combining. That's a nice idea. Vanegas can't get there. Rogan there. Heavy touch though. Ball bobbles around a little bit. Vanegas defending. Putting some nice pressure on. Still going. And it's going to be won by Vanegas. And in the end, it will be a Cobras ball. Well done by Scott Rogan. And the timeout is called now by the Cobras that they've been wanting to call for a while. Don't go anywhere. It's such an intense start to this one, so we'll be back with you in just a minute. And welcome back as we just about to get things underway after that timeout. Braza using that opportunity to see if they can put together a play to work themselves back into this game. The Cobras really trying to solidify this lead and potentially extend it. And they'll be looking to do that soon. Rogan gets that through too hard. Hard loses it, but Rogan onto it. Does well. Heavy touch though. Now Vanegas, nice spin, beating Nguyen. Hard there, and Nguyen can't control it. And it'll be brought back in now by Burnett. Burnett. Nice move, tried to get past Nguyen. Pereira was there, and a lot of minutes for Pereira so far. Played the majority of this game in his return. Here is Tatonchi. Goes back to Rogan. Chance for Tatonchi, and fairly comfortable there for Page. Page to Vanegas. Vanegas, nice movement here from Braza. And also nice pressure from Rogan. Pereira resets though comfortably, and Ban can't find Vanegas. And Nguyen to reset. Nguyen all the way back there to Rogan. Nice move there. Gives it off to Tonchi. See, Rogan's playing a bit of that winger role here tonight. That flank, and there's a shot, and big block by Pereira. Be brought back into play through a corner for Dexter Hard. 9.5 minutes to go in this first half, and we've seen a cracking start to this one so far. Really strong defensively, both teams. Rogan loses that one, but both teams have been so strong defensively, and obviously a moment of brilliance earlier from Hard in that goal that is really is the difference in this one so far. Here's Vanegas. And just out of the reach, and Pereira can't keep that one in. And Totonchi will bring this back into play before substituting off by the looks of it for Pizzuto. Just a moment. Here is Nguyen. Out wide to Rogan. He might get it back here. Beautiful ball by Hard, but just short. Rogan's still there though. Now to Tonchi. Gives it to Rogan. Tried to cut it in board. Nice bit of defense there from Ban. A big win there from Ban. Stop that attack. Long ball by Robles, and that's too high. Hard went down, no foul called. Now Pereira takes off on that far flank. He's electric, and the foul called on Nguyen. But Pereira, as we've seen here tonight, he is electric, and he's such a crucial player in this Braza lineup.
This is when you need to say something, man. Just say something.
Foul called there on Nguyen. Vanegas. Can Braza equalise? We'll find out right now. Vanegas to Pereira. Nice play here, but Burnett cleared by Rogan. Nice little play though. Definitely caused some problems. Here's Pereira. Can he get that one through? He can't. Clear by Rogan, and off of it Nguyen. Braza will bring it back in from the sideline. Pereira, Ban, and way too high and right. And Robles will comfortably reset here. And there the substitution is made. Robles to Nguyen. Here is Nguyen, gets it through to Hard. Had the run from Pizzuto, but goes to Rogan instead. Takes his time, nice little step over, gets a shot off. But that one's wide right, but nice little step over coming back on Cordova and giving himself the space for that shot. Now Page, long ball to Pereira. Braza bench wanted to push on Nguyen. Not called though. It will be a Braza ball, and Pereira will take. Raul Pereira. Mentioned him a few times here tonight, but he is that kind of player that is so crucial to a team's hopes. And Pereira has Ban waiting nearby, and he'll go that way. Ban now, back to Pereira. Nice little cut, but loses it. Might win it back, he does. Still going Pereira, hard there. Pereira will take. And they look set up strongly here, the Cobras. Cordova. Call was there from the referee too. I believe Michael Nguyen, for not being that 5 meters back from Pereira. And it seems like it was a warning, or it was called, and now Rogan takes off. Foul called that time on Ban, and no complaints. As this one is just getting a little bit testy now, as you can expect in a game with the quality of players we have tonight. as well as the stakes in this game. There's the ball by Rogan. Hard goes down, no foul called. Now Page. Page long ball, gets it to Pereira, almost. Couldn't quite. Nice boot in there by Newen. And Braza really looking to equalise. And that gets through everybody in the end. Pizzuto will bring it back into play. Rogan off of Burnett. And just the apology there. Good bit of sportsmanship from both. Clears. And Hard, I don't know what he was going for there. Hard, I think he might have tried to find that back post. Here's Hard, chance! And what a save by Page. Shot by Florenka, and big moment there by John Page, stopping that 2-goal lead, which would have presented for the Cobras. And now Hard, all the way back, can't get it through. Pereira now 1-on-1 with Rogan. Can he beat him? He goes down the line, Pereira. Rogan gets there though, and now he pounces on it. Can't keep it in. And they will steadily reset here, the Cobras. Florenka, Rogan. Takes his time, waiting for that Pizzuto run. Decides to go to him anyway. Florenka, Hard. Now Rogan again, finds Pizzuto. Pizzuto back to Rogan. Rogan now. Nice movement here by the Cobras, moving the ball around very well, as they do fairly often. Probably one of the better teams at that ball movement game. Here is Rogan. Taking his time. Burnett defending. Rogan takes him on now. But Burnett still doing well. Rogan still going. And it will be a Cobras ball. Nice win there by Burnett for Braza, but the Cobras will keep possession. Florenka with a shot, big block. Now Pereira, nice bit of footwork, still going. And nice use of the body there by Rogan, getting in the way. It'll be a Braza ball. A bit of body work there by Hard on the way through. It'll be a Braza ball, Burnett to take. Here's Vanegas out wide. Burnett. Almost a handball, not called on Ryan. Did appear it could have been, but definitely not called. Here's Florenka out wide. Ryan, can you get it through? He can't. 6 minutes to go in this. The Braza bench not happy with that decision. There's a shot by Florenka, wide right. John Page, Wesley Vanegas, out to Burnett. Yes, Fabio Cordova lurking, and there he is. Cordova high and over the head of Vanegas. And Robles will bring it back in. Robles, long ball. Is there too much on it? No, brilliantly done. Finds Ryan, but loses it. And the handball was called this time around. First time not, but second time lucky for Braza. And a couple substitutions made with James coming on as well as Canast for Braza. Vanegas. That cops lucky Ryan. Ryan, now Vanegas with a chance. Still going, loses it. Florenka has a couple defenders on him. Still going, Florenka chance. And almost found Cruz at that back post. Braza avoid conceding on that instance. And now Page. Thought about Canast. Now finds Vanegas. Vanegas thinks, goes with James. That's dangerous. Cruz is pressing. Vanegas keeps it in. James, they might have to clear it here, Braza. They're dangerously playing around with it. And they're going to win themselves a corner here, the Cobras. There's Rogan now on. Newen. Ryan tried to get it back to Nguyen and cleared by Vanegas. Such an experienced head in this lineup of Stirling Braza is Wesley Vanegas. He had an impact here tonight. 5 minutes remaining. Here's Rogan. Out to Cruz. Back to Vanegas. So back to Rogan. Rogan now. Nice little move. Doesn't go anywhere though. Nguyen now. Out to Cruz. Vanegas and Cruz combining. And the Cobras really trying to find a hole in this defense, and they do now. Here's Ryan, but they'll have to reset. Rogan, and that went out of the reach of Cruz. And what an experience this is for the Cobras players, getting to play with quality like this, as well as Braza, getting to play against talent of this level. Great to see in the Supa-Liga. Vanegas now. Out wide, and nice bit of defence there by Rogan. But it will be a Braza ball. James to Canas. James again. Can't get that one through. Rogan's there. Can't keep it in. Ball bobbles around a bit, and that'll be off Lockie Ryan. Now James. Out wide to Canas. Can't get that through. Hit Vanegas on the way through. Rogan, nice move. Here's a chance. Scott Rogan just wide right on that incident. But what a move that was. And a big opportunity. And it looked like it will be a Braza ball as it didn't collect anyone on the way through. Nicely done by Ryan. Ryan still going. Ryan still going, but that one's out of his reach. And Page. Nguyen with a boot in there. Cruz. Cruz still keeping it. He can keep going here. And brilliant defence by Bailey Pilton. Now Canas. James. Out to Canas. Turns it over. Nice by Rogan. Almost stumbles James. Out wide chance. And big save by Page. And now Pilton. Vanegas. We go back out to Pilton, and they'll steady things now. Braza, turnover though, but Cruz can't keep it as Vanegas not happy with the movement from his fellow teammates. Here's Cruz, has a few options, goes out to Ryan. Ryan with a chance, loses it though, and big chance, big collision there by Vanegas and Nguyen. And this is great futsal to watch. I'm sure you're enjoying from home. Here's Rogan. Just 3 minutes remaining. Rogan gets it through. In fact, he was just wide right on the ball intended for Totonchi. Will be a Braza ball. Vanegas. Nicely done. Here's Pilton. Out to Ban. Can't get that through. Totonchi does well to intercept. Rogan. Been very good on the feints. Scott Rogan so far tonight. He's had a few players jumping. That one's a turnover though from Nguyen. Now Canas. Canas gets through almost. Nice bit of work there by Canas. But it wasn't happy in the end. Rogan. Nguyen. Steady. There's McPherson playing in that pivot role. Now Rogan on that flank. 1-on-1 with Canas, gets it through to Totonchi, who does well, kept his feet, foul will be called. It'll be brought back, and the foul was called. The advantage was thought about, but not given in the end by the ref. It will be a Cobras ball. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this one. Dexter Hard will have a crack here and see what he can do for the Cobras. Hard just has a ping and straight into Pilton in the wall. Here's a chance again. Hard we bring it in from the corner. Here's a chance for Rogan. And a big, massive diving block there from Vanegas. Needed to get to that one as it would have threatened. Stirling Braza almost win the ball back there. There's hard. And almost a chance there for Tonchi. Couldn't be controlled by McPherson, but Stirling Braza coming off a 3-3 draw against Perth United last week. There's a chance for hard, but across the face of goals. 3-3 was the result for Braza last week. The Cobras getting a 5-3 victory over the Coburn Wolves. So such a crucial game. 1-0 the current score in this one. Timeout called, and we'll be back with you very, very shortly. We resume play in just a moment. Josh Ban will be taking from that sideline. Just over 2 minutes to go, I believe, when that clock does resume. About 2 minutes to go, there it is. So 2 minutes remaining in this first half. The final game of the evening here on Friday night Supa-Liga. The West Coast Cobras currently with a 1-goal lead over Stirling Braza in what has been a really tightly contested match. Rogan with the defence there, nicely on Escobar. And that ball will be nicely defended by Tatonchi, but Braza will keep possession. Here's Ban, nice long ball to Pereira. Pereira goes down, no foul called. Probably wasn't a whole lot in it, but he had a chance there, Pereira. Here's Pizzuto now on. Pizzuto takes on Vanegas, and Vanegas gets that all-important boot in there. Be a corner ball, I believe, for Pizzuto. Pizzuto will take. Might be a sideline ball, in fact. The side ball will be taken. Gets it through to McPherson. And McPherson loses it, and it'll be a Braza chance now to see if they can equalise this one. They've had a few opportunities. They want to capitalise on one of them soon. Ban to Vanegas. Now Pereira. Back to Ban. And I think Pereira may have thought that he had Escobar there waiting, but he didn't. He was just behind Escobar. And Rogan will bring it back into play. Rogan off to Pizzuto across court. Pizzuto now. Rogan beats Escobar. He overcommitted, and he can't get that one there to Tonchi. And Page loves it for Braza. Winning the ball back now. Ban off to Vanegas. Just under 60 seconds remaining. This first half of play. And Vanegas just taking a bit of time off the clock. Marshalling this Braza lineup. Can he get that through? He can't. Just out of the reach there, Pereira. The ball wasn't the best by Vanegas, and he apologises. Pizzuto now will bring it back into play. There's Rogan, McPherson, as well as Tatonchi to choose from. Pizzuto, Tatonchi. And kind of cut the middle of his two targets in half there. He had McPherson and Rogan waiting and chose to split it right between them. Now Ban off to Vanegas. Slowly moving that forward. Now Pereira has an opportunity. Nice little bit of ball control. Loses it though. And beautiful touch there from Rogan. Rogan taking on Ban. Ban with a big block. Crucial there by Joshua Ban. And Rogan now will bring it in from the side. Rogan all the way back to Jake Pizzuto. Pizzuto to Rogan. Pizzuto running. Rogan now loses it. McPherson still, and cleared straight into the crowd there by Escobar. And very dangerous ball. That one came at the crowd like a cannon. And Rogan now off to Tronchi. Tronchi, nice little touch, and that ball's wide. 8 seconds to go. Is there one more chance for Braza to equalise? Can they do it? Escobar, 4 seconds to go. Nice ball. Said nice ball, but just behind in the end, Vanagas. And that will do us for the first half. What a cracking half of futsal we've seen. Really high quality defensively, as well as beautiful ball movement from both teams. And that is all she wrote for the first half here tonight in this game. We've got a massive, massive 20 minutes of futsal to come. So don't leave your seats. We'll be back with you very shortly.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week at Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing.
And welcome back everybody for what promises to be a pretty thrilling second half if the first half is anything to go by. First half was back and forth, chances galore, and if you would have seen the stats at half time, it was also fairly even statistically in this game. So Braza are definitely in this one and can definitely equalise if they do connect and just put that finishing touch on an opportunity which they haven't been able to do so far. There's Burnett, big shot there, and Robles with a diving attempt, but the shot was wide right. Now Nguyen. Florenka, long ball, finds Hard. Hard now gets it through, Florenka can finish this. And big win defensively for Braza, Baden Gray. Massive by Baden Gray defensively, getting there when Florenka seemed like he had an opportunity to get a shot off. Page. Out wide, now Gray again. Canas gets it through, almost to Gray, but Hard got a boot in. Gray might receive this, he does. Off to Burnett, tries to beat Cruz down the line, he can't. And it'll be a Cobras ball. Cruz doesn't waste any time, Pizzuto to Hard, back to Pizzuto. Now Hard, and chance, and finished! And there it is. That was Florenka bringing it into play, and the big finish. And the Cobras take a 2-goal lead, as you'll see on that replay. Hard off to Pizzuto, and the chance again, and Dexter Hard with his second goal of the game, and I believe he's scored really the last 5 goals for the Cobras if you were going to go back to last week. It's pretty remarkable. But here is Florenka on the sideline. Burnett keeps possession well, loses it now though. Rogan uses his body brilliantly, and he will be fouled in the end. But as you see there, brilliant use of body by Rogan, just not allowing Burnett to get any purchase on the ball. Rogan off to Nguyen, he might get it back here, Rogan, he does, nice run. Can he get that through? Still going, back to Florenka, loses it, Canas. Burnett pulled up on the long pass and decided to go to Pilton instead. Now, Canas, good ball there through to Burnett. And the Braza, I was about to say will reset, but ball out of the reach of Gray as Vanegas comes on for him. Nguyen. See Marco Florenka on that far flank now. Takes his time and then decides to go back to Rogan. Rogan, Nguyen, Florenka. Rogan now. Will he take Pilton down the line, or will he reset? He will reset. He is Nguyen. Pizzuto has a bit of space. Off to Rogan, he'll get it back. They'll change the face of the court now. He'll go a nice back heel by Pizzuto. And Rogan. Good ball to Pizzuto, who hits up Nguyen with a great ball. Now Nguyen can finish. Big save. Might have been a block in there. Florenka now might have a shot. Through to Nguyen. Tried to turn around on Vanegas. No foul called. Canas now, big tackle by Florenka. And a big opportunity goes begging for the Cobras. Florenka off now for Ryan. Vanegas to Ban. Ban been fairly quiet in this game, which is unusual. Here's Canas. Can he get that through? He can't. Robles there. Rogan. Pizzuto off and Cruz now on. Rogan, 2 defenders on him. And he turns it over. Vanegas. And Braza now down by 2 goals, so they most definitely need the next one. Ball doesn't quite get through. You'll see in the crowd the Cumbre lineup are come down to watch here tonight. Fellow teammates of Scott Rogan, being Tyler Garner there in the crowd, as well as Charlie Garnham. Vanegas now to bring it back into play. Ban. Good ball by Canas. Vanegas there, and Nguyen as well. And it will be a Cobras ball, last off Vanegas. Robles long ball, can't get it through though. Good defending by Canas. Good interception. Now Cruz takes off down the line, loses it. Vanegas. Still going Vanegas. Good defensively by Nguyen. Rogan. Rogan still. And there it is almost. That would have found the back of the net, you'd think, if not for the block. Canas turns it over. Rogan tries to turn around. That'll be a foul on Canas, who isn't happy. Will be a Cobras ball after that foul, and that will be 3 fouls, I believe, or it might be 2 early in this second half for Braza. So Rogan now. What will he put together here? It'll go long to Ryan. Looks like it will be the Cobras taking it again. We'll reset here now in this one. Rogan should bring it into play. Plenty of options out wide. Now hard, you just have a crack here. We'll go wide instead. Cruz almost and dangerously there. Somehow didn't find the net. Well done by Ryan. Ball goes out, but as I was mentioning earlier, it's good to see a large crowd here tonight for this one, especially such a late game.
Yeah, Josh, let's play,
come on. It's such a huge game in the context of the season, as well as the quality of players playing. Now Pilton and cleared by Cruz. Pilton will bring it in, and Braza, good opportunity for them to equalise. They've got the ball in a dangerous spot. There's a chance, but the block made. Another chance, and cleared by Rogan on the line. Pereira, Ban, tried to get it back to Pereira, but dangerously, Ryan pounces. James there, that's dangerous as well. Vanegas pressured highly by Cruz. Cruz wins it, and there's Ryan almost. Cruz still there. Vanegas, Cruz. Ball bobbles around in all sorts of directions, but what a chance that was. And the Cobras are really threatening to blow this game open and make it 3. Cruz off to Rogan with a shot, blocked by Ben. Hard's there, and that will be a goal throw for JP Page. Page short to Pereira. Gets it through to James. Back to Ban, resets to Pereira. And goes to his, well, he takes off. He takes on Ryan. He has Ban there now, but out of his reach. A massive chance if he could have found him earlier. Ban was all alone for quite a while. And now Rogan will bring it back in. It's been tightly contested the whole way through. No teams leaking defensively. Rogan off to Pizzuto. Pizzuto through to Rogan and straight through him. A rare mistake. I believe he may have been thinking, he may have expected there to be someone behind him. As Rogan there, a bit of contact made with Pereira and a foul called. It's the first foul of this half for the Cobras. Vanegas will now bring it in. Vanegas, Pereira, Pizzuto, nice defensively. Ban, James, out to his right to Vanegas. Nice ball control, can he get that through? He can't, Pizzuto there, probably should have controlled that better. He had a few options there, but couldn't quite get it to either. Vanegas, James. And now Ban builds. Braza moving it around nicely here. Wouldn't it be great for Braza if they could get their way back into this game, and what a win it would be if they did. Against the quality they're coming up against for Braza. Pereira, nice turn on Pizzuto, gets the shot off and wide right. But what a chance. And that right there shows the talent of Raul Pereira. That nice outside turn, Pizzuto to Rogan. Rogan, nice ball idea anyway to Hard. Couldn't get it through to him. James. Back to Ban, who goes long, but Rogan's there. Rogan. Back to Pizzuto. Now wide to Dexter Hard. Hard has Pizzuto in the centre. Goes to him and they'll reset here. Rogan. Pizzuto. Hard down. Chance here. Almost there through to Pizzuto, and I think Tatonchi. Looks like the foul will be called on, I believe, Wesley Vanegas, and it will be a chance for the Cobras here. Just a bit of discussion going on. We will be resuming in just a moment with Rogan and Tatonchi discussing this next play. The Cobras are normally quite good from their set pieces. They always have been, and especially this season, they've done it a few times. Here is Rogan. Rogan with a shot. We tried to get it through, I think, likely to Tatonchi at the back post. But it still will be a Cobra opportunity here with a corner for Hard. And in fact, JP Page is down and seen this before with JP Page, but throws his body on the line so often. Here's a chance. Hard on the left, and my goodness, wouldn't that have been a finish? Almost found the top right, and he's in some sort of form right now. And this will be brought back in now for the Cobras by Rogan. Rogan now. Tried to get that through, couldn't. Here's Hard. Off to Pizzuto. Pizzuto out wide to Tatonchi. Rogan back to Tatonchi. Here's Tatonchi with a head. Couldn't do anything with that though. Here's Page on the counter. Carefully coming out of goals. James now. Off to Pereira, loses it. Rogan. Nice little outside of the boot to Pizzuto. Pizzuto takes off. Rogan now. Back to Pizzuto. Rogan takes off through the middle of the court. Still going, and there's a shot. And big save by Page. Rogan there. This is dangerous and almost got himself in a bit of trouble there, JP Page. It'll be brought back in by Hard. Rogan almost loses it, does well to get it to Hard. Hard out to Pizzuto. Hard again. Rogan takes his time. Now Hard. And just out of the reach there of Tatonchi. And look at the Cobras are wanting to make their next substitution, and it looks like it'll be a fairly large one, but obviously can't quite get possession at the moment. Here is Ban. Vanegas. Back to Pereira. James. Pereira through to Vanegas. Rogan, nice turn. Foul not called. Cleared. And it's going to be an opportunity for Braza still. And they've got Nguyen, Florenka and McPherson ready to come on. Ban. Pereira. Defended by Hard. Out wide, and that's going to be out of the reach of Vanegas, and now might be that opportunity, and there it is. A couple substitutions made for either team. Cordova on for James as well for Braza. Comes Pizzuto bringing it in. Nguyen, Pizzuto. Good ball to find McPherson. Florenka. Nguyen. Now Pizzuto. To Florenka, back to Pizzuto. Pizzuto now through. Ends up finding McPherson. McPherson with a shot. And big block by Ban. Pizzuto will bring it back in for the Cobras. Florenka, chance. Bit of holding there, chance for McPherson, goes begging. And the Cobras now will have to get back defensively. Can Braza find a hole in this Cobras defense? That's what we're wondering. 12 minutes to go. Can they find a way through? They've had a couple opportunities, but in the grand scheme of things, Robles hasn't had to do a whole lot of work in goals. Cordova. High ball. Pizzuto there with a head, and probably should have controlled that. Once again, found Vanegas in the end, who let it roll straight into touch. Pereira. To Vanegas, back to Pereira, and they'll just combine a few times here. They still do. They will again, I think. And here's Pereira. Now they'll take off. Pizzuto defending. Pereira gets it through, and he gets it back as well. Still going Pereira. Well defended by Pizzuto. Florenka now has Pizzuto to his left. Thought about going that way. Resets dangerously though. Chance of Vanegas, and just high. And one of the bigger opportunities they've had, one of the better opportunities they've had, sorry, in this game. Braza goes begging. There's Robles now. Long ball. McPherson can't control it. It just went past him. Pereira now takes off. Keeps going. Florenka defends well. But now Pereira again. And that time Florenka again getting back on defense so strongly. And a couple chances there for Braza, though. They're getting back into this game, and whilst they haven't been able to finish, they will take a lot of positivity and hope out of those couple opportunities. Pereira to Ban. Ban gets a shot through, and big save by Robles. I don't think they might have just missed, but save required nevertheless. Pereira can't get that through. And Pereira at the Ban with a shot blocked. Now a chance. McPherson one-on-one with John Page and almost finished. Big save by Page. What a moment. That would have almost put it beyond reach for Braza. It would have at least given the Cobras all sorts of confidence. And JP Page in goal is massive. Here is Ban out to Pereira. Played such a large portion of this game. That's cleared by McPherson, and Robles can't get there in time. Ban doesn't get that through. McPherson, Pizzuto. Florenka and Newen combining. Pizzuto. Out wide, there's Florenka. Now Pizzuto and Florenka combine a couple times. Now in that pivot position is McPherson. Good ball by Pizzuto. Finds Florenka and somehow doesn't go in. Caught that crossbar and didn't cross the line. Great ball by Pizzuto and almost a brilliant finish as well. Now Newen beats two. McPherson still on it, now loses it, and Braza avoid conceding there. Pereira, here's a chance, but just too much on it for Pilton. Florenka turns it over straight in the middle. You don't want to do that. Chance, Pilton, another chance, and Robles now having to do a bit of work here, Tom Robles. Down goes Pilton. Rogan just takes off down the middle, beats everyone, gets it there, and almost to Ryan. But just high. But brilliant run there through the middle by Scott Rogan. And this next goal is really going to determine what kind of last 9 minutes we get in this game. A goal for Braza, and it's going to be pretty thrilling, but a goal for the Cobras might just snuff out any Braza potential comeback. So Braza, it is imperative they get that next. Nice turn by Rogan. Go back. And this could be a turnover there by Newen almost. Rogan there, does well, gets it back here from Cruz. Down goes Ryan, chance, Vanegas, big block by Rogan, another chance, and cleared by Cruz. And somehow the Cobras survive that. The timeout will be called by the Cobras on the next Cobra possession. And Braza with a massive opportunity here. Turned over, just as I said that. And the Cobras will turn it over immediately after. It'll be a Pilton ball now. Vanegas gets it through. Cordova. Vanegas there. It'll be into touch. Still a Braza ball. Vanegas. Turnover here by Escobar. Rogan down the line and he keeps it in. And that's last off Vanegas, is it? Or is it off of Rogan? It'll be off of Vanegas. Cobras will take possession. 8 minutes, 14 seconds remaining. 2-0 the score. We've got a huge 8 minutes of futsal coming up. So we'll see you very shortly. We are back. 9 minutes, or about 8 minutes remaining in this game. Rogan now back on for the Cobras. Has Cruz. We'll go to Hard instead. Good ball through. Finds the chest of Lockie Ryan. Chance for Cruz. Big shot and big save by Page. Straight at him. But had a lot behind that attempt by Cruz. And Cruz now. 8 minutes remaining. Gets it through. Here's Rogan, one-on-one with Burnett. Goes around Burnett and shot blocked. We have a corner ball now taken by Claudio Cruz. Out to Rogan, almost missed the ball completely there, and that ball's high. Ben to Canas, out to Burnett. That ball is going to go straight into touch and straight into the possession of Scott Rogan now. To Hard. Gets it through, here's a chance. Ryan's going to be hard to beat here. He's still hard to beat, and in the end, Burnett did brilliantly. Always hard when that pivot position is occupied by Lachlan Ryan. So threatening. Here's Hard. Gets it through almost. Rogan wins it back. And they'll reset now. Hard. Takes his time and took his time but couldn't find Claudio Cruz in the end. Scott Rogan and Michael Newen haven't hit the score sheet. They have had an impact. Really been strong defensively as well for the Cobras. That ball still bouncing around a bit and they'll end up into touch, and Joshua Ban will take. And to be brought into play here, Rogan to bring in play. Off to Pizzuto and Rogan, they combine. McPherson has the run by Tatonti. McPherson muck all the way. Big save by Page. Fairly easy in the end, but Still a big opportunity created by McPherson. And so now they build. There's Gray. And I think Ben wanted the Gray run. Cleared there by Robles. Yeah, Braza ball. Vanegas comes on for Burnett. And if Braza do fall in this game, as at the moment it does appear it's heading that way, they will lose a bit of track with the rest of the table. But here is Vanegas, just as I say that. Defended by Tatonchi. Vanegas still well defended though by Tatonchi. Pizzuto getting there as well. Chance for Canast. Big by Rogan because Gray was on that back post. Ben, Vanegas back to Ben. Pizzuto presses. Turnover now. Here's Rogan. Rogan takes off, gets it to Pizzuto at the back post. Rogan and Pizzuto combine. And that's the third goal that the Cobras needed. And just like that, you'd think it's going to be very, very tough for Braza to get back into this game. And Pizzuto so often at that back post, and a brilliant ball by Scott Rogan, finding him there in that perfect spot. And the 3-goal lead now for the Cobras is going to be very hard to assail.
Patient!
Ban. That ball won't find any targets. Tatonchi and the Braza really need to be careful to not let the floodgates open up here. Nguyen, Tatonchi, Pizzuto, all the way back to Nguyen. Turns it over though, Nguyen. Vanegas out wide, Canast, and Canast gets it! And just as you thought the Cobras were running away with it, I think I'd mentioned they couldn't let the floodgates open, Braza. And Nicholas Canast against his former team with the immediate reply, and you'll see on that far flank, Canast with a nice shot, finding, I believe, it was that bottom left post. And Braza are back in it. And Cobras have been so strong defensively, but all credit to Braza, really opening that one up. Pizzuto, can he get there? He can. Keeps it in, gets it through, and a push there. Pulled on James, or it might have been Escobar, in fact. And a yellow given to Escobar for that push on the sideline. And Pizzuto pushing to get to that ball, in the end winning himself the foul. Going to be taken now by Dexter Hard, who is now on for the Cobras.
Hey, Jakey, well done.
Now, Dexter Hard will bring it back into play, and that Pizzuto goal did end the streak of Dexter Hard Cobra goals or assists as well. I think he had 2 assists as well prior to those 5 goals. So now Hard will bring it into play. Braza set up strong defensively. Hard tried to go through, and I think Nguyen left it expecting someone to be behind him, but there wasn't anyone there. Now McPherson comes on, and now Pereira, and you'd think Braza now just got a little sniff of potentially getting back into this game, and sure, they'll take a lot of confidence from that Nicholas Canast goal, and here he is. He would have loved scoring that goal against his former team. So I say that ball is behind Pereira. And to Tonchi now. Off to Nguyen. Tatonchi can't get that through. Pereira there. Now Canast. Canast cuts it the opposite direction. They will lose it though. Pizzuto might have to clear that one, and he does. But still McPherson lurking. Still McPherson! And almost got over Page, and that would have gone in, you'd think. And great work by Zeph McPherson, just not giving up on that play. But big save by Page. Now Escobar. All the way back to Vanegas, and Braza take their time, take a bit of the sting out of this game. Pizzuto and Pereira. Pereira now, still going, and he will get the foul call. And 4 fouls, remember, for Braza, but just now 2 fouls for the West Coast Cobras. So no trouble for the Cobras, which is unusual. Going by recent weeks, they've been in foul trouble quite often. Braza would not want to get another foul soon and put themselves in that position. Vanegas now with just over 4 minutes remaining. Here's Pereira. Vanegas. Steady. Loses it though. Nguyen. McPherson can put it, about to say put a stamp on this one, but he couldn't. He lost it just at the last moment. You'd think another Cobras goal would almost seal it. And a Braza goal would create a very, very explosive finish to come. Here's Nguyen, Pizzuto, McPherson. McPherson still loses it. Vanegas tries to take it down the line, but heavy on that touch, and Chitonchi was there. And the Cobras now from their defensive half. Nguyen with the long ball, finding Ryan, brilliantly turns his man, and almost, what a massive save for John Page in goals. And Ryan does that so well. But Page has been up to the task here tonight. Really keeping Braza in this one. Here's Nguyen. Ryan with a shot. Vanegas with the block. Ryan still, and Braza, will they take it here? They will. No corner given. It'll be John Page's ball. Page with a long ball trying to find Pilton. Pilton with a nice flick, but no one there to receive. Nguyen now has Florenka to his right, uses that outlet. Now back to Nguyen, who loses it. Pereira can get another one, and big block by Pizzuto. And what a goal that would have been. If Braza can just get that next goal, they'll be right back into this. Pereira now from the corner. Off to Pilton, loses it. Now Ryan versus Page. Lachlan Ryan should finish this, and somehow doesn't. Just caught the outside of his right boot. He beat Page and then couldn't finish at an almost open net. Now Ben. Page here can't touch it. And unfortunately for Braza, Page had to get a touch on that, and it's going to be a chance for the Cobras. And Cobras, I think the Braza, don't know who it was in defence, but didn't realise that Page had that touch, and now the Cobras with a huge chance to, you'd think, put this game beyond doubt. Rogan lurking. Here he is, gives it off to Hard, and it's gone in, has it? No, it's gone over. It looked like for a moment it had gone over John Page, but John Page gets the save in the end and stops that potential sealing goal. As Hard will bring it back into play. See, John Page, always very passionate, loves making that big save. Hard all the way over the head of Rogan, and now Braza will look to pounce with the Cobras out of position, and that should be called, and it will be a yellow for Scott Rogan, and probably a professional foul there, holding up play so the Cobras could get back defensively, and I'm sure a yellow will not bother him. Pereira, back to James, now Ben, tries to get past Florenka, and it looks like the ball was just out before Ben got that right boot to it. Florenka now, 2.5 minutes to go, almost turns it over, and Pereira almost got to it. He did get to it, couldn't control it though in the end. Long ball by Rogan. Ryan, manhandled a little bit there by Ban. Ban not happy. And Ryan now will get an opportunity after being held by Ban, and Ban is not happy at all. And that will be 5 fouls for Braza, so another foul will give the Cobras that chance for that 10-metre penalty. There's Rogan and Ryan now discussing what play to run here. Rogan, Ryan there. Rogan runs over it. Ryan now, chance, and what a play it was, but no one there to finish it off. It was brilliant. Florenka got it to that back post, and I think Hard and Rogan were there, but not able to be found. Rogan now gets it through. Hard on the left, and another good connection there, but couldn't get it through. Ban, and it's now or never for Braza. They've got to go. They need a goal very shortly to get back in this game. There's a nice ball by Ryan on the outside of his boot. Florenka's still going, loses it, as Page just takes off. Florenka chasing, and Page goes all the way through, and he's down. No foul called. And it'll be a Cobras ball while Page is out of goals. And you hear the ref say absolutely nothing in it. Page hopefully looks okay, but he took it out of goals very bravely. Here's the ball for Rogan. Out to Ryan. Ryan 1-on-1 with Pereira. Recess to Rogan, and they're going to have to put a bit of a press on now, Braza, because the Cobras will do this all day. They've got to put pressure and force a turnover. Here's Rogan. Takes it down the line. Can he get past Pilton? He can't. Pilton did very well and wins a goal throw. And Rogan is down as Page goes to assist. Hopefully all is okay on that Pilton challenge. Does appear to be. It's long ball. Ryan wins it on Pilton. Here is Rogan, combining with Newen. Rogan through, turns it over though. Chance for Pereira. Rogan wins it back somehow and takes off down the line now across the face of the court. Rogan cuts it inside, out to Ryan, back to Rogan. And Cordova there, chance for Newen. Big save by Page. What a run by Josh Rogan in the end. Couldn't finish. Page with the last laugh on that occasion. Scott Rogan taking it down through the centre. There is Rogan here. Hard to Pizzuto for goal number 2, and there it is. And that'll do it for the Cobras. And back-to-back goals from Jake Pizzuto has, you would think, put this game out of reach for Braza. 4-1 Cobras lead. And you think that'll do it. Pereira, Vanegas. Can they get one back here, Braza? Pereira. Takes his time. There's a few defenders to beat. Now Cordova, 1-on-1 with Newen. Rogan there. Off to Vanegas, 30 seconds to go now. And cleared by Hard. 2 goals for Dexter Hard, 2 goals for Jake Pizzuto, and a goal for Nicholas Canast, being the goal scorers here tonight. Pereira. Rogan. Ends up beating everyone. And another one. Scott Rogan gets it to Pizzuto again. And that time not quite. What a run that was to stay on his feet by Scott Rogan. Pereira now. Almost combining with Pizzuto again there, Rogan. Vanegas, 5 seconds to go. Cordova. And that will do us here tonight. Pereira might have a shot. Pizzuto with a block. And the Cobras come out on top with a 4-1 victory. Braza were gallant, fighting really to that last whistle. But the Cobras, in the end, the talent was too much for Braza to overcome. But Braza will take a lot out of it going into next week. So thank you for watching. We'll get the stats up in just a moment. We've also got a lot of futsal to come tomorrow night, so please tune in. Some massive clashes. So lots of futsal to enjoy. Just one moment before the stats get up, and what a game it was. So much excitement throughout.
No player safety.
You see the stats now up on the screen. So you can see Braza ended up actually having more of the ball, more of the possession, and really actually controlling most of the stats other than the 31-10 shot count. The possession and passing game probably had a bit to do with the Cobras having the lead and Braza trying to work their way back in the game, but the shot count was substantial for the Cobras, and in the end, the scoreboard did determine the game with a 4-1 victory for the Cobras. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow evening.